Hello, and welcome to the Breld System. My name is Brett Held, and I'm here to talk to you about the true adult. The real, authentic adult must embrace the virtues of truth, natural law, responsibility, personal sacrifice, freedom, humility, compassion, and courage. The real, authentic adult is the progenitor of progress for the human species. Without the virtues of true adulthood, society will always remain in the state of arrested development, with a retarded personal and social mentality rooted in selfishness and evil. I believe that the true adult is good at heart, and righteous virtues are the authentic path to the real human maturity. Dark minds come from the lack of mental human maturity, because the selfishness is one of the essential components to maintain the adolescent mindset. So dark minds are always inherently immature, underdeveloped, and adolescent, simply for their inherent selfish intentions and philosophy. The adult mind must embrace the truth, since there can be no applicable adult virtues without the close adherence to that which is objectively true. Falsity is the fabric of fantasy and will erode any and all efforts toward reality. Thus, the need for society's owners to obfuscate the truth at all costs to supplant true reality for their false one to maintain the adolescent perception. Truth is all that is, all that was, and all that will ever be. Adherence to the truth is the path to the fully maturated adult mind. Natural laws are the unchangeable laws designed by nature and the universe that cannot be altered by man. These laws come in the physical forms that will always occur in the universe, such as suction and pressure, penetrability and density, mass and volume, and currents and formations. Also, natural laws come in personal form for the individual, as illustrated in the all-pervading lifestyle of someone that will never steal anything that does not belong to them, ever. For theft is the overall violation in nature. Theft in every form is a violation. Since murder is theft of life, assault is the theft of personal safety, intrusion is the theft of privacy, etc. Since all violations are a theft of another's personal rights in one form or another, the natural law to never steal is the single overreaching principle and the most important. Responsibility is at the very heart of adulthood, since it is responsibility that defines the true adult. The true adult takes responsibility for each and every single aspect of their life. Responsibility for your entire life, your happiness, your health, your protection, and every single decision you make. The true adult welcomes responsibility, since it gives them the ability and opportunity to personally adjudicate and effectuate their own decisions directly, to have the most control of the outcomes in their life as possible. Since the success or failure of such an opportunity will always be forthcoming to the adult destiny in the way of great value as an accomplishment or a lesson learned. The principle of personal sacrifice is the vehicle in which to realize the wisdom of the responsibility of real adulthood. The adult mind knows that the fullest expression of true love comes from that of personal sacrifice for the betterment of another. The adult will use the courage of love to sacrifice their personal essence in some or many ways for the sole reason of helping one or more people without the expectation of reciprocation of any kind. The sacrifice must be that of a selfless nature, because supposed sacrifice with the expectation of reciprocation or compensation is not that of real sacrifice. It is a business arrangement and should never be confused with that of real sacrifice gift that requires nothing in return. The adult mind embraces the freedom of all individuals to make their own choices, because they understand that the maturating properties contained therein can lead to personal growth, responsibility, truth, and morality. Freedom is the gift to the adult mind. The more the human being can actualize themselves to the adulthood potential, the more independence and freedom they will generate in their lives, along with the morality to offer others. With real adulthood prevalent in society, the government institutions we currently rely on will no longer be needed, since responsibility of every kind is no longer advocated away from the individual, leaving the government with no role to play and no purpose. Government can only be of service to an adolescent populace that needs a virtual mommy and daddy to make all the hard decisions in life for them, so people don't have to be responsible for themselves and their own decisions, giving away their inherent freedom out of fear and thereby becoming a willing slave to the decision makers in charge. Humility is the watchdog of the adult ego. Without humility, fear and arrogance will run amok and make true adulthood very elusive, since the ability to admit your own mistakes would be absent in the perception, creating a natural blind spot to the truth. Humility is accepting the truth in face of your own potentially damaged ego in order to understand reality in the way it is. Humility will keep the individual adult ego in the truth with a clear perception of their actual place in this world and how to best affect the environment around them. Compassion is the ability to see outside or beyond one's own self-interest to choose a moral, positive outcome for others. The overcoming of personal fears to see truth and choose morality is the very life essence of compassion and true adulthood. Without compassion, the all-pervading self would always trump any decisions to do anything for any others or morality in general. A human without compassion is a psychopath, and with a mental illness like that, true adulthood will never be forthcoming. The other side of compassion is that it provides the main road to attaining a higher consciousness that is beyond the limits of our perceived reality. Courage, or love, being the opposite of fear, combined with the principle of sacrifice, can propel the individual perception headlong into true adulthood thinking. To decide the correct moral action in light of personal sacrifice is the very essence of responsibility in adult decision-making processes. The leaving of things better than the way in which you found them is the combination of responsibility and courage that clearly illustrates the process of love and true adulthood.